get a degree. And as I sit back and think about it, wow, yes, when you're fixed, when you're focused, and you're dedicated to the cause, it allows you to be productive. And again, from what we began this conversation off of, when you have a passion to complete a mission, when you have a passion to help others, when you have a passion to be productive, then the productive journey becomes simple. Honestly, gentlemen, I would have never imagined being able to accomplish the things that we've accomplished in these last 18 months. I know the spotlight is on me right now, but I'm definitely going to come back and talk to you guys about your 18-month journey as well. But honestly, as a military officer, as a husband, as a CEO, as a COO, and many other different capacities, leader in my community, in nonprofit organizations and everything else, being able to complete 4 books in 18 months, it's a testimony of the fuel that comes from being around this productive circle. And I admonish any and every one of the people who will be listening to this call to understand that you have to have people in your life that are going to push you for your life. And that's what this productive journey has been about. Getting around the right people that will energize you, that will spark the flame on the inside of you to keep going, Gentlemen, it has been awesome. Over the last 18 months, I've learned how to put myself in the right posture. That's part of the passion journey. You have to get in the right mind frame to accomplish great things. As I sit back and I think about it, you have to align yourself with what I call upward action. And then you can't be afraid to start small. You got to make routine checks and balances in and for your life. If you don't stay consistent with what you say you want, then there's no way that you can create a habit. A habit, they say, is formed in every 21 days. If you could do something for 21 days, then you can form a habit. But if you can't stay consistent for 21 days at one thing, there's no way that you'll be able to accomplish the end state. And then definitely when I think about it and I ignite the internal flame on the inside of me, which I call the drive. The drive for the journey is that ignition. Passion is that ignition. You light the flame and you blaze the path so other people can see. And then definitely when I think about it, you got to learn from your mistakes. No one on this earth is perfect. But when you learn from your mistakes, you learn how to operate from what I call a realm of understanding. As a father, I haven't done everything correctly, but every day I ask my daughters, what can I do better? And I want to understand my mistakes. So throughout this 18-month journey, it hasn't been pristine, but it has been exciting. It's been exhilarating. Why? Because I'm learning from my mistakes. And then when I look at it, you always have to navigate with the goal in mind. People say start with the end in mind. If you can't see yourself at the finish line, don't even start, because you're gonna be slowful along the way. If you can't already see yourself wearing that cap and gown or writing that book or having that book in your hand or having that multi-million-dollar company, if you can't envision it, then don't even start it. People like to say that seeing is believing. I believe that you could see it in your mind before you'll ever see it tangibly. And as you continue on that productive journey, you got to prepare for the process ahead. You got to make sure that you research regularly, you do what you're supposed to do, observe those people who are successful, and get in the right company. My. You got to develop what I like to call a too easy mentality. And hanging around you two gentlemen, you guys make it too easy. Because if I don't know, at least I can reach out, I can reach up, and I can reach back to help someone else after I've understood what it is I need to have happen. And definitely, guys, when I think about it, you got to believe that anything really can happen. If you don't expect it, then it won't be done. And if you do expect it, then it won't be a surprise when it comes. That's what it's been for me. Over the past 18 months, I've challenged myself, and I've surrounded myself with people who are willing to help me stretch. That is important. If you don't have those people in your life who are going to cause you to stretch, then you're in the wrong circle. You got to stretch yourself. And then you got to make sure that you stick with your actual timeline. Because a lot of times what we set out to do, we get passive. And then we also just keep pushing it back and pushing it back. You know what an excuse is? An excuse is just a way of you saying that it can't be done. But when you set out to get something done and you stick to that timeline, no matter how hard, no matter how difficult, no matter what obstacles you have to overcome, it's going to happen for you. And learn how to follow instructions. You know, I don't believe that I'm the end-all, meet-all on anything. And that's coming from a person who understands proper posture. You got to learn to be humble. You got to be able to take constructive criticism. Yes, people hate those double C's. But you know what? If you can't be criticized, then how can you be elevated? If you can't take someone else telling you the truth, then how can you make it to the other side? People, I want you guys to know that you got to value the small progress, but most of all, you got to execute thoroughly. If I could break my last 18 months down, being able to accomplish all that has been accomplished, I would say those very things. But as I think about it, Marquez, I want to talk to you about your journey. In the past 18 months alone, you have overcome, you have conquered so many things. And I want you to share a little bit about what you're going through, what you're overcoming, what you have to leave behind, and what you have to walk into here coming up shortly. I know that on the 20th of this month, you'll be graduating from Morehouse, and we just want to salute you. Marquez, what do you say?
Thank you guys for your compliment, for my achievements. First thing is, definitely it has been a challenge. I have to acknowledge that. I can't say that, it was a breeze. And most people that go through Morehouse, by the time they end of their matriculation, they usually are very humbled. They're actually, they may have come in very, thinking they were going to, ace all the courses, or it wasn't going to be as tough. But me, I did come in with, really sober in a sense, but I did not understand how challenging it was going to be. Number one, because I was still working full time for, over 3/4 of the time when I was in school as a full-time student, which was challenging in itself. Starting school, going back to school, being in the military, and then coming back to school full-time, as well as trying to maintain a 40-hour work week. I was going to school from 8 to 12 and working from 2 to 11, and still having to come home and study for a full-time schedule. And the typical studying, the successful studying pattern is to study 3 hours times the amount of hours you take. So if you're taking, 15 hours, then you're supposed to study, 3 times that amount. So it's like I didn't have 45 hours to study. Remember, I was working 40 hours in addition to that. I still had to sleep, and I still have my personal life. So it was an incredible challenge, But what I realized is that it doesn't really, when you first start something, it always seems like it's insurmountable. Like you feel like this thing is going to kill you. You feel that way. But the great thing about it is that your body and your life will adjust. Like when we're all of us are military veterans, when we went to basic training, we thought it was like, my God, will we ever be able to get the hang of this thing? This type of lifestyle. But we learned the military way, even though it was breaking us, it was stretching us, it was challenging us in all kind of levels, your courage and all kind of things, physically. But we learned and we adjusted and we adapted. And I think that's exactly what happened to me. I began to adapt after the first year. Now, I came in taking 4 classes. Then I stepped up the next year, my sophomore year. I went in and taking 5 classes. I remember going to work and people saying, how many classes are you taking? I said, I'm taking 5. They're like, how in the world are you taking 5 classes? You work here with me. You know, it wasn't like I was working a part-time schedule. You know, I was working 40 hours just like they were. You know, most of them were taking 1 and 2 classes. You know, and here I was taking 5. And not only that, I had businesses on the side and was writing books. So they were just, you know, just kind of amazed, like, how in the world could you do this thing? But they didn't understand that I was becoming better. I was becoming better at time management. I was stretching beyond who I was before. And so the more I stretched, you know, the more I could encompass. You know, just like in the name Morehouse, saying it backwards, house more. It stretched me so I could house more, so I can contain more. You know, so I believe that the more I, you know, matriculated, the more I moved through that process to begin, the more it stretched me to become a better man, a better time manager, a better student at that. And, you know, as I progressed, it did get even more challenging because the classes got, you know, tougher. But the thing about it, I'm grateful for the support system that I have, you know, and my wife, as well as my, you know, my mastermind group, you guys. You know, you guys have been an incredible support to me. You know, ever since I've known you guys for over past a decade, you guys have been in my life. And you know, one thing I was talking to Burnett about recently was about the power of the assist. That in basketball, you know, you understand, you know, when players they provide the assist. You know, like right now in Rondo from Boston, he has he's leading the league in assists. And I thought about the power of the assist to be able to help somebody score. And what you guys have done for me was being the person that provides the assist for me, providing the counsel, the encouragement, you know, the mentoring, you know, the iron sharpening iron that I needed to score. And the great thing about it is, you know, like Zig Ziglar said, you can get anything you want in life when you help enough other people get what they want. And as we all, you know, take advantage of the power of partnership, we can all provide those assists. We can all provide the lead someone else to help them score. And that's the great thing about it, because the person who provides the assist, he gets paid also. You know, so and I think right now Rondo is commanding almost a $10 million salary, you know, being the leading assister. You know, so I think that it's just power in the assist. It's power being able to connect with other people and to be able to sharpen each other and be able to bounce off each other and begin to empower each other. You know, because there's things that all of us have that each of us are lacking in, and that we can refine each other because of those areas that we're all gifted. And that makes us interdependent, and that makes us all successful because we assist each other. We provide the assist. I say it's just like, you know, in basketball, we throw in alleys. You know, that someone can dunk this thing. Someone can make the layup. But I don't mind making the assist because many people have given me the assist. And I think it's important that when we embrace that lifestyle, it'll make all of us go from peak to peak, you know, from achievement to achievement, from success to success. So for me to graduate on May 20th, it was a testament of the people that were providing the assist in my life. So I can never just take all the credit. It was a challenge that I had to adopt and embrace myself, but I do thank God for the support I had to be able to score in this manner. So I'm grateful.
Wow, man. What a wonderful way for us to end this first call, you know, as we talk about the power that comes from living, you know, from your passion. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. And as always, man, I get so many nuggets from our conversations. We're going to go ahead and close this one out, man. I want you all to have a great and productive day as you live the crown life and you operate in your genius potential. So we'll talk soon, gentlemen. Looking forward to hearing great things from you. Once again, appreciate you guys.
All right, man. Until next time, be blessed. Live genius.
Absolutely. Live the crowd life. Thank you guys for this time.
All right, gentlemen. Live to produce. We'll talk soon.